Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky are getting dragged through the mud this morning. That franchise is a dumpster fire. The players, dumpster fire. They were so far away from playoff contention last year. It was the difference between the East Coast of the country and the West Coast of the country. Wide margin. Nowhere close to being a playoff team. The front office, so inept, so incapable. They saw that dumpster fire of a team, and what'd they say? Oh, we gotta run it back. We're so close to being a playoff team. We just need a couple tweaks here and a couple tweaks there.
It didn't happen all at once. That's the scary part. Because when everything finally exploded, most people thought it came out of nowhere. But it didn't. The signs were there the entire time. Quiet. Subtle. But if you've been watching closely, you can feel it. Something inside the Chicago Sky has shifted. And at the center of it all is Angel Reese. Just weeks ago, the energy was completely different. There was confidence. There was swagger. There was belief that this team was building something real. And Angel Reese, she wasn't just part of it. She was the identity. Rebounding everything, bringing intensity every single possession, playing with that emotion that made fans either love her or question her. But now, that same energy feels heavy, because when a team starts struggling, it doesn't just show up on the scoreboard. It shows up everywhere, in the way players look at each other, in the silence between plays, in those small moments that cameras can't stop catching. And lately, those moments have been impossible to ignore. Missed assignments, frustration after possessions, hands thrown up, eyes looking away. And for the first time, it didn't feel like a team going through growing pains. It felt like something deeper. Because this isn't just about losing. This is about direction. And right now, Chicago doesn't look like it has one. And when that happens, questions start getting louder. Who's leading? Who's responsible? What needs to change? And slowly, those questions start pointing somewhere, not always fairly, but inevitably, toward Angel Reese. Not because she's the problem, but because she's the most visible. And in this league, visibility comes with pressure, especially when there's someone else doing the exact opposite. Because while Chicago was struggling, Caitlin Clark was rising. And not quietly. Every game felt like an event. Every performance felt like a statement. Deep shots, precision passing, control, confidence, and most importantly, results. And that's where everything started to shift. Because now, it wasn't just about Angel Reese's performance. It was about comparison. And comparisons, they change everything. Because suddenly, fans weren't just watching games.
Remember, Angel Reese's mysterious back injury the last few games of the season, where she basically refused to get in the games upon being suspended by the league and the team. The team suspended her for a first half, and then she refused to enter the game the second half, and then she refused to play again the rest of the season, just for the season to end and her to immediately be twerking on a private jet. They thought her back was hurting on her way to Vegas to party. Angel Reese flat out quit on this team. She threw her teammates under the bus. Ariel Atkins, who sat at the podium and defended Angel Reese earlier in the season. Ariel Atkins don't want nothing to do with Angel Reese and his team. She don't want nothing to do with this. She threw Courtney Vandersloot under the bus, talking about we need a younger point guard. She's old, yada, yada, yada. Just for Courtney Vandersloot to have to get on camera. And
they were measuring. Why does this look different? Why does one team feel organized and the other feel lost? And the answers weren't simple. But the narrative, it was one star rising, one situation collapsing, And right in the middle of it was a tension nobody could ignore. Because whether anyone wanted to admit it or not, Caitlin Clark had changed the standard. Not just for herself, but for everyone. And now, every player being watched was being judged against that. Fair. Maybe not. Real. Absolutely. And that's when things got uncomfortable. Because for Angel Reese, this wasn't just about basketball anymore. It was about perception. Every rebound, questioned. Every missed shot, magnified. Every reaction, analyzed. And when that kind of pressure builds, something eventually cracks. Not always loudly. Not always dramatically. But enough that you can feel it. Because when energy shifts this much, it doesn't stay hidden for long. And now, fans are starting to ask the question no one wanted to ask before. Is Angel Reese still part of the long-term plan? Or is something bigger about to happen? Because in sports, timing is everything.
They're the bus by their biggest star player. You think free agents didn't see that and automatically scratched them off the list of potential teams that they were signed to? Come on now. Come on now. You know free agents saw that. And this circles back to what GM Jeff Pagluccia had to say a few months back when he said, Sky GM says Angel Reese is on the team until I hear differently. That is not convincing. That is not how you talk about your star player. That's not how you talk about your star player. And that is not giving a boot of confidence that, hey, you're here. We want to build around you. Yada, yada, yada. Look, they might have Flau'jae might be there when it's time for them to pick. You think Flau'jae Johnson wants to rejoin with Angel Reese? No. Flau'jae Johnson don't want nothing to do with being on Angel Reese's team. Trust and believe. Flau'jae Johnson would rather go later on in the draft than get picked number 5 or whatever the Chicago Sky guy. I'm telling you, she don't want to go there. She don't want to go play with no damn Angel Reese. Look at this. After a strained end of the season between Chicago Sky and franchise player Angel Reese, GM Jeff Pagluccia said Friday that until I hear differently, that's the direction we're going to move, is that she's on the roster.
Glass half full right here for the Chicago Sky. You ready for this? This is on brand with the channel. Don't worry. Second round WNBA picks. They ain't really anything special. They ain't really anything special. If the Chicago Sky are saying, I'd rather have Maddie Westbell than the second round pick, well, what does that say about the potential talent hanging out over there in the second round of the WNBA draft? Trash. Hands up, don't shoot. Haley Van Lith. I'd rather keep Haley Van Lith than than keep a second round draft pick. Why? Because that second round draft pick would most likely end up trash. In Europe, in Russia, overseas, not in the league. I mean, folks, let's be real here. Let's be real here.
And right now, the timing feels dangerous. Because while one situation is uncertain, the other is undeniable. Caitlin Clark isn't slowing down. She's accelerating, becoming the face, the focus, the standard, and that creates pressure on everyone else, especially those who were expected to rise alongside her, but instead find themselves in chaos. And here's where the story takes a turn, because this isn't just about failure, it's about response. What happens next defines everything. Does Angel Reese fight through it? Silence the noise? Flip the narrative? Or does the situation around her continue to spiral? Because right now, it feels like a moment, not the end, but the edge of something that could go either way. And the league, they're watching. Fans, they're choosing sides. And every single game from this point forward means more. Because now, it's not just about winning. It's about proving something to the league, to the fans, to herself, and maybe to Caitlin Clark. Because whether anyone says it out loud or not, that comparison isn't going away. It's only getting stronger. And the craziest part, we still don't know how this ends. Because stories like this don't finish quietly. They explode. And right now, it feels like we're getting closer to that moment. The moment where everything becomes clear, where decisions are made, where narratives are confirmed, where one path rises and the other changes forever. And when that happens, everyone will remember this moment, not as the end, but as the point where everything started to fall apart, or the point where everything turned around. So now the real question is this just pressure, or is this the beginning of something much bigger for Angel Reese? What do you think?